Welcome to another episode of Current Affairs MCQ. Let's begin with the previous day's question. With reference to the State of World Population Report, consider the following statements. 1. It was released by the United Nations Population Fund. 2. India has made progress in lowering fertility rates from nearly 5 children per woman in 1970 to about 2 in 2024. 3. It highlights that India has achieved below replacement level fertility in all its states and union territories. Which of the above statements are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option A. In India, financial constraints emerge as a major obstacle to reproductive autonomy. Nearly 40% of individuals report that economic limitations hinder their ability to have the families they desire. Additionally, job insecurity, housing challenges, and inadequate access to reliable childcare further contribute to making parenthood increasingly unattainable. Hence, statement 1 is correct. India has made progress in lowering fertility rates from nearly 5 children per woman in 1970 to about 2 through improved education and access to reproductive health care. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The State of World Population Report 2025 highlights that India's total fertility rate has fallen below the replacement level of 2.1 children per woman. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Moving on to the first question. Regarding the Competition Commission of India, consider the following statements. 1. It is a quasi-judicial body and is responsible for enforcing the Competition Act 2002. 2. It can review mergers, acquisitions and combinations to prevent anti-competitive outcomes. 3. The Green Channel allows automatic approval of low-risk deals, but most still face lengthy reviews, especially with market dominance concerns. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is option C. Competition Commission of India is a quasi-judicial body and is responsible for enforcing the Competition Act 2002. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It reviews mergers, acquisitions and combinations to prevent anti-competitive outcomes. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The Green Channel mechanism allows for automatic approval of low-risk combinations, but most deals still face lengthy reviews, especially if market dominance is a concern. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 2. Consider the following. 1. Ranthambore National Park. 2. Kuno National Park. 3. Kaila Devi Wildlife Sanctuary. 4. SVAMITVA Sanctuary. 5. National Gharial Sanctuary. How many of the above are officially part of Ranthambore Tiger Reserve? A. Only 2. B. Only 3. C. Only 4. D. All 5. The correct answer is option C. Ranthambore Tiger Reserve lies in the eastern part of Rajasthan state in Karoli and SVAMITVA districts at the junction of Aravalli and Vindhya Hill ranges. It was declared a tiger reserve in 1973. It comprises Ranthambore National Park, SVAMITVA Sanctuary, Kaila Devi Sanctuary, part of National Gharial Sanctuary, etc. The region is predominantly covered with dhop trees, which constitute the primary vegetation type. The reserve hosts a rich diversity of wildlife, including the Royal Bengal tiger, leopards, Indian wild boars, cheetal and avian species such as the serpent eagle, waterfowl, cormorant, painted spurfowl and sarus crane. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 3. With reference to the Chenab rail bridge, consider the following statements. 1. It is a part of the Udhampur-Srinagar-Baramulla rail link aimed at connecting the Kashmir Valley to the rest of India. 2. It is the world's highest railway arch bridge, standing taller than the Eiffel Tower. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option C. The Chenab rail bridge is an integral part of the Udhampur-Srinagar-Baramulla railway link project. This ambitious railway line is designed to connect the Kashmir Valley with the rest of India, enhancing connectivity and boosting economic development in the region. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The bridge is world's highest railway arch bridge with a height of 359 meters above the Chenab River. This makes it taller than the Eiffel Tower, which stands at approximately 300 meters. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The Chenab Bridge has been engineered for a lifespan of 120 years. It is built to withstand wind speeds up to 260 kilometers per hour, as well as seismic activity, making it a marvel of modern engineering. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 4. Regarding the International Monetary Fund, consider the following statements. 1. It was established following the Great Depression during the Bretton Woods Conference of United Nations. 2. The Governor of Reserve Bank of India serves as an ex officio member of the IMF's Executive Board. 3. The IMF offers financial assistance to member countries to address balance of payments imbalances. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 2 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option B. The International Monetary Fund, also known as the Fund, was conceived at the United Nations Bretton Woods Conference in New Hampshire, USA in July 1944 following the Great Depression. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The Finance Minister of India is the ex officio governor on the Board of Governors of the IMF. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. The RBI governor is the alternate governor at the IMF. India is represented at the IMF by an executive director. Providing financial assistance to member countries with balance of payment problems, the IMF lends money to replenish international reserves, stabilize currencies, and strengthen conditions for economic growth. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 5. Regarding the World Trade Organization, consider the following statements. 1. The WTO was established in 1995 under the Marrakesh Agreement following the Uruguay round of negotiations. 2. WTO is a UN specialized agency. 3. The General Council is the WTO's highest level decision-making body located in Geneva, meeting regularly to carry out the functions of the WTO. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option C. The WTO, established in 1995 under the Marrakesh Agreement following the Uruguay round of negotiations, is headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The WTO is not a UN specialized agency. It has maintained strong relations with the UN and its agencies since establishment. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. The General Council is the WTO's highest level decision-making body located in Geneva, meeting regularly to carry out the functions of the WTO. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 6. Regarding the invasive alien species, consider the following statements. 1. They are organisms introduced to new regions outside their native range where they establish self-sustaining populations. 2. These species often coexist with native species and help them maintain the balance of ecosystems, leading to a range of positive impacts. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option A. Invasive alien species, also known as invasive exotic species or non-native species, refer to the organisms that have been introduced to regions or ecosystems outside of their native range and have established self-sustaining populations. Hence, statement 1 is correct. These species often outcompete native species and disrupt the balance of ecosystems, leading to a range of negative impacts. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 7. Consider the following statements. Article 6 of the Paris Agreement provides for the use of international carbon markets by countries to fulfill their NDCs or nationally determined contributions. 2. Compliance markets regulated by national, regional, or international policies primarily operate under the cap and trade principle, most notably in the European Union. 3. A carbon credit is a tradable permit representing the removal or reduction of 1 ton of CO2 from the atmosphere as per UN standards. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? A. Only 1, B. Only 2, C. All 3, D. None. The correct answer is option C. Article 6 of the Paris Agreement provides for the use of international carbon markets by countries to fulfill their NDCs or nationally determined contributions. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Compliance markets regulated by national, regional, or international policies primarily operate under the cap and trade principle, most notably in the European Union. Hence, statement 2 is correct. A carbon credit is a tradable certificate that, according to the United Nations standards, represents the removal, reduction, or sequestration of 1 ton of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Carbon allowances or caps, meanwhile, are determined by countries or governments according to their emission reduction targets. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 8. Which of the following is a part of critical minerals? 1. Beryllium, 2. Indium, 3. Sodium, 4. Tin. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A. 3 only, B. 1, 2 and 4 only, C. 3 and 4 only, D. 1, 2 and 3 only. The correct answer is option B. The Government of India has identified 30 critical minerals based on their resource availability, import dependency, and their importance for future technologies, clean energy, and agriculture through a 3-stage assessment process. These minerals are antimony, beryllium, bismuth, cobalt, copper, gallium, germanium, graphite, hafnium, indium, lithium, molybdenum, niobium, nickel, PGE, phosphorus, potash, REE, rhenium, silicon, strontium, tantalum, tellurium, tin, titanium, tungsten, vanadium, zirconium, selenium, and cadmium. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 9. Regarding the carbon credit trading scheme, consider the following statements. 1. It is a market-based mechanism introduced to regulate and trade carbon credits under the Indian carbon market. 2. It replaced the PAT scheme, shifting the focus from energy intensity to reducing GHG emission intensity, monitoring emissions per ton of GHG equivalent. 3. It is exclusively regulated by the National Steering Committee for Indian Carbon Market. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? A. Only 1, B. Only 2, C. All 3, D. None. The correct answer is option B. The carbon credit trading scheme is a market-based mechanism introduced to regulate and trade carbon credits under the Indian carbon market. Hence, statement 1 is correct. CCTS replaced the Perform, Achieve and Trade or PAT scheme, shifting the focus from energy intensity to reducing greenhouse gas emission intensity by monitoring emissions per ton of GHG equivalent. Hence, statement 2 is correct. It is managed by multiple government bodies, including the Bureau of Energy Efficiency and the National Steering Committee for Indian Carbon Market. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 10. Consider the following pairs. We have schemes and their objectives. 1. ENAM. Create a unified national market for agricultural commodities by linking APMC mandis electronically. 2. SVAMITVA scheme. Provide property rights to village households through drone mapping and rural spatial planning. 3. Udyam registration portal. Simplify the registration process for micro, small and medium enterprises. Which of the pairs given above is or are correctly matched? A. 1 only, B. 2 and 3 only, C. 1 and 3 only, D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option D. ENAM or Electronic National Agriculture Market is a pan-India electronic trading portal that networks existing APMC mandis to create a unified national market for agricultural commodities. It falls under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare. Hence, pair 1 is correctly matched. SVAMITVA scheme under the Ministry of Panchayati Raj provides property rights to village households using drone mapping and is aimed at rural spatial planning. Hence, pair 2 is correctly matched. Udyam registration portal operated by the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises is a simplified registration platform for MSMEs to access government schemes and benefits. Hence, pair 3 is correctly matched. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Now, let us look at a practice question. Consider the following statements. 1. Platelet activation during clotting is triggered by the physiological agents like collagen and thrombin. 2. Excess reactive oxygen species contribute to abnormal blood clotting in conditions like COVID-19. 3. Nanoenzymes are synthetic nanomaterials that function like antioxidant enzymes and help prevent ROS-induced platelet overactivation. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. Please provide your answers in the comment section.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.